Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Cloud8 back with you on our third look at Endless Space Disharmony. As I loaded up the game today to do a Let's Play video, I saw that there was a new patch that had come out, and so I checked the notes for it, and it was a release of a new faction. And so I thought, because we started our game prior to the release of that new faction, that it probably wouldn't be in our series, so I figured I'd show you guys what it was, just so you know, if you're curious. It's the Vaulters faction. It's the new one there. It comes from Endless Space, actually it's from Endless Legends into Endless Space, so you can read the description down there, but they seem pretty strong. They have a fairly decent setback of 10% less food, so their growth rate's a little bit maybe less than some of the other factions, but they have pretty good benefits, like plus 25 defense per person on the system. They have crowded planets, which is the benefit we picked as well, or the trait I guess we picked. Their heroes cost less. They have more science, plus 1 science per person, and plus 10% overall, so I think that's a pretty strong set of traits, personally. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to what that was, and let you see that new faction. So that's what the latest patch has added. I didn't see that there was anything else that it claimed to have added. I think that was about it, but cool. At least they're still updating Endless Space, which is, it's not exactly a new game, so that's neat that they're still updating it. So we'll load up our game here. That was pretty quick. Now, if you remember from last time, we've explored is 1x, we've expanded, and now we also started to exploit. We got one strategic resource here on our second system. We were sending our scout back to kind of guard the home system there, and we have one more turn until our research is completed. And then I thought we had we were going to build a colony ship to go out here to Oentho and colonize that, as it's the only other one that we can currently colonize. So that's the plan, so we'll continue on from there. And depending on how good the rest of these systems are, I guess I should take a look at them and look at our research plan, because that should open up Tundra for us. So that actually makes that system a little bit more viable even. And then next is our, I think I queued up the wrong ship, so I'm glad I saw that. We don't want a protector, we want a procreator, the colony ship. It's going to take 7 turns, we might buy that out early, we'll see. So Barren and Arctic. Let's see what we have. Arctic, I think, was down here, we said. Yeah. So I could go straight to it and take 5 turns. I could pick up Arid. I don't know if there's any arid planets out there for us to colonize right now. Go with some low-hanging fruit with the missile technology there. That's still building, So yeah, what I was going to say was, maybe we should take a look at these systems and see what they have. So Barren, so that one's going to be tough to colonize just because you're going to be facing a lot of unhappiness. This one's Barren, 2 Barrens, that one is high. So if you colonize this planet, you get negative 35 approval in this system, so that's a tough sell. Barren, endless trouble. Huh. That's funny. Don't really want that. So yeah, that one's not that great either. What's out here? Barren with the locals. Large Barren. Yeah, none of these are particularly good. And then up here, this would be like a late game one, I'm guessing. Yeah, again, if you colonize any of these places, the only one I'd probably even consider other than our goal here is this Kraz one, just because it has all these different resources. But that being said, it's going to be hard to get any approval out of those systems. You'd be dumping a lot of money into approval there. So not ideal by any means. So that being said, then I wonder if it's not worth prioritizing. So that gives us expansion disapproval. It lessens it, and this unlocks travel via wormholes. So I'm wondering if, let's queue up this next and see if we can't get out there to that. Yeah, we'll work our way that way in that general direction at least. I'm not sure that that we'll beeline straight to it, but we'll head that direction. And then with our scout ship, we will just defend. Let's see, we researched the missiles, so we have chaff, which is like your missile defense, and then ion torpedoes, I guess torpedo defense, torpedo missile. I say tomato, you say tomato. So making 15, that's good. Alright, yeah. Not much else to do right now. We could look also into, we're only on turn 11. Don't really recall when the pirates start to become a factor, or if you have to run into them, or I don't remember exactly how that works. But I feel like building up some sort of at least a baseline defense is probably a medium-term priority as well. Okay, so we finished. Yep. So we're just working on some projects out here. This is the one we talked about where, so we gained another population in Iowa, so that's gonna give us. We're gonna pay 2 to build this building, but we're gonna get +1, so we're already gonna get 4 science out of it. So that'll be nice. Not making a lot of money. -12 from distance with the Empire. Okay. So there's probably some technologies we can look into to fix that effect. To crack the whip a little bit, if you will. Make sure everybody's in line. Yeah, so a little bit of a slow going. Can we buy this out? Yeah, we can buy it out, but we'd pay 130 to get 1 turn. So, meh. To me, it's not worth it. We're not facing direct competition from anybody because nobody can get here yet. Pirates don't colonize systems either. So, another level up for the hero. I'm going to go into more labor, which is going to increase up to 12% extra, because I feel like we're not building uber quickly there. Yeah, I just used the word uber, so you're welcome. So yeah, and that opened up these Arctic planets for us to colonize as well. Now if we wanted to do wormholes, that'd take us 8 turns. I'm not sure we're ready quite for that, so let's pick off again. Let's pick off the low-hanging fruit, and then kind of reanalyze from there. Let's see. Our approval right now, because we have such a low tax rate, is pretty good. Now, if we were to colonize this Arctic planet, it would go down by 10. There's a huge Arctic planet, but that wouldn't give us this. So, yep, down by 10, plus 20. So that's an easily justifiable one. So, again, I mentioned it, I think, earlier in the series that you don't have to build a colony ship to colonize within your own system. So, yeah, we'll just tell it, hey, colonize. But we do want to make the ship our priority still. So we could buy out this colonization for 136, but again, I don't see a good reason to rush that. And then we want to hit this to get some science going. So that's good. A lot of stuff going on. What do we got here? A resource discovered. Hydromel. Oh, so this must have been from from what we researched. When we researched this, it identified 4 different kinds of resources. Sorry. Yeah, that's what that is. And then now it's telling us we're working on xenobiology, which is a food improvement technology, which we don't really need, but like I said, low-hanging fruit. Okay, so what do we have in the hangar? I got dumped back behind. Oh well, again. Just a mistake on my part that when you click something it goes to the top of the queue, I guess, which I don't know that I necessarily like that, but that's just how it's set up. Alright, so now it's ready. We can send it out there again. If we were in direct competition with somebody, that mistake might have cost us something, but I don't see anybody lining up at the gates to beat us to that planet right now. So you notice also it costs money to have different fleets. So right now we're making 185 and plus 10. If we create this, so they're in the hangar right now, one plane in the hangar, and it's that colony ship we made, so we'll go ahead and create that. And now it is listed as beta fleet, and we'll send it out there. And you'll notice that, I thought it cost, I guess I'm wrong. Maybe up to a certain point. -4 from fleets, so we are paying maintenance for our fleets. Maybe it's by ship class again, sorry. I should have looked that up, I guess, before I started talking about it like I knew. But you do pay some amount of maintenance for fleets. I'm just not sure how it's calculated exactly. This Xeno Tourism Agency is a pretty cool one, so you get +8 per colonized type. So we have a large Terran planet, and you can see that's the first one on the list, so we'll get +8, but you pay 2 to have it, so it's a net of +6, which is still a good deal. So we'll go ahead and build that, and then we'll queue the same thing, because this is a Terran planet as well, so we'll queue it up over here, last in our line. So we're going to finish, get some more science, and then we're going to colonize this Arctic planet to get that proto-orchid resource. Plus 1% FIDS, so we get 1% of everything else per each one of these proto-orchids that we have. So 2, we're going to get 2% for having that, so pretty cool. So maybe 2 more turns to get there. So yeah, this system is probably still going to be key because we have to have it to get there for now. Later on down the tree, much later, I think there's a technology that allows us to just go direct, basically. But right now we don't have that, so this is kind of a choke point to get there. But again, nobody can get... this comes before the wormhole technology comes before the direct one, so until we get people coming through this, we don't have to worry about them going direct, so choke point, basically. Alright, so we picked up the easily researched technologies. Let's see, what's this going to give us? Support module. Planetary exploitation. Different kind of ship. Colonized desert, we don't really need that. Go for more industry, I guess, at this point. Let's see. Yep. That'll do. Yep, so next turn our colony ship will be out there. We finished our tourism agencies there. I don't really feel like we need to go for food because it's going to give us... that actually won't help at all because we're on a Terran planet, so we won't gain anything by building that. So there's literally no point in doing that. So we'll just... what are we making? Still making +10, so let's just... these constantly reoccurring ones will just take, what is it, 1/3, I believe? Yep, 1/3 of your industry and convert it into science. So we're going to get... what, 10, 12 extra science by doing that. So I think that's a worthwhile investment. Barring anything else to build, really. First settlement on an advanced and difficult planet. So we hit that, the Arctic one is what it's talking about. And then here, we want to colonize as well. So we could do either one. We'll start on the Terran. And then something happened when we did that. Ruins of the Endless have an identifiable architecture. They're strange. So what do we want to do? Plus 20% on the star system for 1 turn. Plus 1 per person for 20 turns. Plus 1 per person. For 20 turns, that would be nice to get it up and running. But how many turns would it take, you know? I think this one's the best one because it's like we're going to get that effect for the rest of the game. So I think that's the long term. Plus we're kind of working towards a technology superiority kind of thing going on, so I think that's good. Alright, so this one we're going to exploit for extra food, because this one's going to be hard to get any food out of. If we were to build that, it would help us by giving us plus 1 food per person on this tundra, but by the time we colonize that, it might be worth it, it might not. This one, so here we're going to gain extra when we colonize the tundra, so I think that's worth it. So this one's going to give us a bunch because we're going to have a Terran for plus 8 and a tundra for plus 8, so we're going to get 16 for spending 2, so that's a good deal. And then the science, like I said, I think is a good deal, always. So there's that setup for that. And then we'll call this one Colorado. Alright. Cool. I'll tell you what. Let's see. I was thinking about maybe designing a ship. We'll let it go. I'll let it go another turn here and see. I don't remember what I was researching. I don't think it was a ship technology, or like anything that would give us another module that we could put on our ship. Alright, so we got that effect of plus 1 research per person for free for the rest of the game, so that's cool. We did research core mining, so geoindustrial plants, and it revealed Hyperium, so that's cool. Hyperion, so we do have some in Colorado, that's nice. Plus 1, and it gives us another science per person. So we should be getting quite a bit of science, and that's a good thing. But now what do we want to do with that science is another one, so... down to 4 turns for Wormhole. What's this one do? Ceasefire? Or... plus 3 influence. So let's grab the influence one. And then let's take our first look at designing some ships, because I think it's time to start thinking about defense. So here you can edit. You start off with 3, basically. The Investigator was our scout ship. And there's a bunch of details. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not an expert on exactly how all these things work out. But I'll try to kind of look into it, and we'll investigate it more as we go. But for now, let's just add, and we can pick. We only have 2 types of ships set right now, but minus 25% support module scout, plus 50% weapon. So this one seems like a good one to make for like a patrol ship or something like that. What's this do? Reverts changes. Okay, so weapon modules. So it doesn't have anything on it right now. So it needs an engine. So it already has like a built-in engine, I guess, that goes 7. So we don't really need to take up space, because look, this is how much. So that would use 16 out of 80 of our space. But this is just going to be a local patrol ship, so we don't really need to do too much there. Now my theory here, we kind of hit on earlier when I early on researched these beam weapons, was so there's 3 classes of weapons. There's kinetic, beam, and missile, which these are good at better at short range, better at medium range, better at long range over here on the missiles. So everybody starts with this. So I think the likelihood of us having to defend against that is high. So we'll get these defenses, and what they do is 5 kinetic projectiles deflected per turn or per round of combat. So we can deflect up to 25 projectiles per round. Now we'll just fit out the rest, so that only gives us 2. So let's go down to 4. So we can deflect 20, and we can shoot 1 round, so 3 beams each round. And then if they haven't researched the beam stuff yet, then they won't be able to counter this, and we'll be able to counter their stuff. So that's just a general, kind of intro. We'll just call this the patrol ship. And then that's kind of an intro into looking at it. So it's got only a 10% evasion score, probably because we didn't put a good engine on it or anything. 110% accuracy, health of 540, command points we'll look at later, and military power. So, yep. So now we can build that, and let's set up one to be built on Iowa. 2 turns. So yeah, we'll set that up, and then, whoops. And after it's done with that, we'll go back to the science conversion. Alright, so I think we're going to put a cut in here. Thanks for joining me on part 3, and part 4 may see us being able to travel through this wormhole and find out what the rest of the galaxy holds in store. So until then, fly safe and game on.